Welcome back to In My Opinion. Today I'm going to talk about Modi and India's story. The thing that I like most about post 2014 period, that is the Modi government era. It's been 11 more than 11 years now. We are in the 12th year, and the thing that I love most about these 11 years is, of course, I started understanding politics only before 2014 elections. I was probably beginning to enter that age where I saw what these people were capable of doing, or the powerful positions of this country. Before that, you just learn who is your president, who is your prime minister. You don't exactly know what they're doing. So for me, that exact timing, my coming, into that phase of my life where I understood things, and Modiji becoming prime minister, and then everything falling into place. But over these years, what I've loved most about the change, and more than that, and the ex like the thing that there was and that changed the most was India's perception. India India's perception didn't just change among foreigners; it changed among Indians first, then foreigners. We always not proud of ourselves. We saw that lifestyle was good, this lifestyle was good. There was too much westernization. There was too much push for westernization. Everyone thought being Western is the only way to be good, to seem good. But that's not the case anymore. We are proud of our culture. We want to preserve our culture. We want to respect our culture. We want to incorporate traditional practices in our lifestyle, and we take it as a symbol of our respect for our country, our culture, and as a symbol of respect for ourselves, which is exactly what India needed at that juncture in India's existence, and that's what Prime Minister gave us. But on top of that, what I would like to say is that what used to be was, it reflects something. This is I would probably make a separate video about this, but why is it that the Congress governments always portrayed India as a weakling? India has historically never been a weakling ever. We have been until 16th, 17th century, maybe even 18th century. India and China were the strongest countries, and India for the greater part of that period as well, for more than 1.5 millennia, we were the strongest countries. India and China were the strongest countries of the world. China, of course, realized that. China worked to actualize what they believed they could achieve. But India, for 65 years at least, India was like sitting waiting for something to happen, or nothing to happen, whatever. And this previous government took pride, it seems now to me, the pride in being shown as a country made of slums. There is a revelation of truth for the Indian population, to see that how Congress saw India. Congress always had this mentality of seeing India as a country composed of slums, of weak, poor people, capable of doing nothing, and all they wanted was the ability to control its people, powerful positions, so that they could fill their own pockets. That's all I can see they did. But after Modiji, we have changed a lot. We know for a fact that we can achieve tremendous growth even after many big roadblocks along our path, whether it be COVID-19 or multiple wars, Russia-Ukraine war, Israel-Gaza, so on and so forth. Multiple, global then tariff thingy, which is happening as well. So even after continuous headwinds along our way, we have been able to sustain our growth rate under Prime Minister Modiji, which was not the case under the previous prime ministerships. Manmohan Singh ji might be a great person, and there is all the respect for his personality. He might be a great economist, but he definitely wasn't the greatest prime minister. Probably one of the worst prime minister, because he never, you know, he never displayed. He was one of the better finance ministers in PV Narasimha Rao's period, but he definitely wasn't the best prime minister, because and I would not blame him for that. I would blame Mother Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, for that, and obviously Papuji, because he was the one who he tried to micromanage prime minister's life, which is not possible. Of course, going beyond constitution in that process and taking pride in it, and now they somehow have turned completely around and have become the prime champions of constitutionalism, or prime defenders of the constitution and its provisions, whatever. Hypocrisy at, at its best, on display here. And the other side, what Congress saw India as is one thing. Indians saw India as is one thing. Indians have changed their perception. Congress still thinks that India can be morphed into that image back. So we were in 2008, or we were like in the Congress period, we were this, we were the Slumdog Millionaires, that movie which was also made in that period, and for some reason we were proud of it. It's a pathetic movie. It's not reflective of the truth. I will make a video about Congress destroying India's development, definitely, because that's one thing that we must talk about. How, in the process of opposing BJP, they are essentially posing threat to India's development, long-term development. And I have something to talk about Dharavi's redevelopment, or about several other development works that they have been directly or indirectly involved in hampering, or in impeding in some way or the other. We will see that in that video. But right now, one thing is very clear, that they never saw India as a developed country. They never imagined India's capacity to become developed in the future. There is another hypocrisy here, and the global image has changed, and I respect those who are who are showing this aspect. First of all, the world, because it was the way it was shown in the global media. We were always shown as a country of slums for some reason, so a country of we have a lot of developed work to do, in the field of our civic sense and cleanliness, and that side. A lot of filth is still there in many parts of this country, and we need to clean that up. I feel like that filth is particularly among some regions, some people, whatever. We will find that scum and root it out. Okay, physical stuff and people, everything. But outside of it, if we see, India has obviously improved in its civic sense as well, relatively, if we speak, from before 2014 to now. Although there is a lot of scope still for improvement, the thing that changed is the acceptance of it. So earlier, when India was displayed, there was this condescending nature of display. So global media displayed India as, they are like this, they're just, nothing, they cannot be helped, they're like this. And obviously, the dirt and the masses, the population, the density of population was seen as one and the same thing. So the density of population was seen as the filth itself, and that's what has changed now. When now people see India, they obviously see that there is a lot of chaos, and India is a chaotic democracy. That is true. But that's because we are a smaller geography relatively to our population, and there are a lot of things going on in this country. And truly, we are one of the most free countries. We have least, such, laws which kind of restrict people, which probably is not the best thing. There should be some laws better than there are for controlling popular behavior, especially in public spaces. But still, we are a free country, and so that freedom allows people to do random things on the roads, which also allows, which also makes India seem like a chaotic place. But what has changed since 2014 is the acceptance of it. Now, when foreigners come to India, they see it as culture. They see it as a unique way of life of India. That when you are in India, there is a very unique kind of freedom to living here. You can be yourself. You don't have to think, oh, if I walk there, someone will point me out, or I have to do that, someone will point me out. You don't have to think like that in India. And foreigners, initially they might see it as confusing, almost, terrifying, but as they get used to it, they will start falling in love. Indian food, of course, has played a lot of role in bringing people, making people accept the beauty of our culture. And then finally, the biggest change that has happened is that finally independent YouTubers, independent people have started showing the developed side of India, and not just independent people, but also non-pro Modi kind of media houses like Bloomberg and the DW and other such in the France 24, such media houses which are otherwise, or ABC, such media houses which are otherwise not pro Modi, would also have started showing that side of India, because numbers are not hidden. They see that India is the largest, fastest growing major economy, and that makes, if that's happening, then they have to they have to show complementary images to show what is the growth, and such things were never seen before in India. So that kind of surprises people initially, but then for the first time, people are intentionally visiting places like Aerocity, Cyber City in Gurgaon, and Noida, or Hyderabad, Bangalore, and such places which are or Pune and Mumbai. Of course, Mumbai was already visited, and Ahmedabad, such places which are now having the look of a developed kind of place, or Indore, for example. So such places are, otherwise they were not visited. They were not visited. People intentionally showed only the dirty parts of this country, but now they are beginning to change, because they see that they get views, or they get, Indian people love watching such videos, or whatever is the reason, but they are, for their own benefit, or for displaying the true side of India, whatever, they're showing this side of India. It is going out, and the perception is slowly beginning to change, all thanks to the auspicious year of 2014, when we finally got independence from colonialism, from mental colonial block that had been intentionally placed by a specific political party of this country since independence, since 1947. That block had been placed in our minds so that we see ourselves as inferior to the rest of the world. We see ourselves incapable of growing on our own. We felt that we needed to depend on a foreign culture to be able to grow, but that has changed now, and I respect Narendra Modi for that. I respect BJP government for that. I respect Hindutva for that. I respect RSS for that, and that's what I was going to talk about today. So I think I'm done, and I'm really happy that I was able to share these views with the rest of you. Share your opinion about what I said in the comments, and if you like the video, please like and subscribe, share. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.